Good afternoon, everybody. It's so nice to see so many faces that I've seen for so long, and then new ones, which is great. So, how many of you are familiar with D.R. Horton? I know there are a lot of you that are. So, the ones that are know that D.R. Horton loves you guys. And I'm talking literally loves agents. They do. And so, with that being said, I did a little booklet today for y'all's information. So, I'm at Magnolia Springs, as is Rich. And then Scott is the new guy coming in. He's an ex-cop, so if he needs some backup today.
Law enforcement officer.
Law enforcement, I don't know. Law enforcement. I know. Sorry. Okay, what am I supposed to say now? Law enforcement?
Police officer, Opa.
So anyway, we're at Magnolia Springs in Charlestown. And then when I get finished, Rich is actually going to be opening up Red Hill. So we talked about that brand new, well, it's a brand new community for us. So it should be opening up. He'll go over a little bit. It's going to be the same product, the Express, that I do at Magnolia. So a lot of great opportunities. And like I said, we love you guys and we want you to make money. That's the whole objective. We want to give you the money that we have. The good news is we're spec builders. So it's not like you're going to a builder and you're starting from scratch and you have to wait 6, 8, 9 months to get your paycheck. With us, you can bring your clients in and take it from there. You don't have to do anything else. How easy is that, right? This lovely lady I was talking to before everybody came is new to this business. So make sure if you guys are working with anybody, and Larry can vouch for this, so for these beautiful ladies in the back, that you have somebody you're working with, and you think that they're going to come in to look at your homes in Magnolia, pick up the phone and call us, and we will register them. $250. You know, there's no worse thing than driving somebody all over the graduation, spending your time and your money and your gas and everything, and they end up buying with someone else. And if they go into another community, sometimes they're not asked if they're working with an agent. We always do. And sometimes they say, no. And I'll say, well, are you looking at existing? Oh, yeah. Well, how'd you get in? Oh, well, Larry DeMarco let me in. So now I know they're working with an agent. So, but if they write a contract that day, and I don't know that they're working with you guys, you're not going to be on the contract. So it's really, really important. If you can't be there, just call. Even if you think they might be there. We can register them on a registration card. And then there's no better phone call to get than, hey, guess what? Your client wrote today. And when you go to closing, you're going to get 3% on the full contract price. So the great thing about D.R. Horton is we have a bonus program. So you got 3% on the first sale. Second sale is 3% plus $1,000. Second one, third sale, $1,500 bonus. Fourth sale, $1,500 bonus. And then the fifth sale is an extra 1%. So that's 40%, guys, on one of our houses. And they average about $400 and up.
Hey, Judy, how long have we been doing 3%?
How long?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Has it been since the bad times? Has it been?
It's all the time. It's been always. They've always done the 3%. So when other builders not down there, you know, I'm hearing in the field what's going on.
Cash bonuses.
Yeah, they're not doing what we do, and we do it consecutively. The good news is, if you have multiple sales, and this is like if you go to Rich and have one and come to us, that's your second one. You go back to Rich, that's your third one.
Doesn't matter, Frederick.
Doesn't matter, any D.R. Horton community. Then you would get a chance to possibly go on the VIP excursion. And trust me, they spend a heck of a lot of money to wine and dine you guys. They've gone to New York, they went to the Salamander, they went to, what was the place in PA they just went to?
Oh gosh, Bedford Springs.
Bedford Springs. So they go to a 5-star resort and it's all expenses paid. So the Salamander was like $1,000 a night. They took 50 agents. So dinner, everything they did, you can kind of guess how much they spent. So they do it to thank you guys for bringing business in. There's an agent in Frederick that was a top agent in our division. You want to guess how much he made this past year just off D.R. Horton? Just take a guess. $759,000. Just off D.R. Horton. Just off D.R. Horton. It's craziness, right? So he was the top agent, and his goal is $1 million next year. This was the second year he was top agent. So you're gonna roll out of business. Yeah. Sign you up here. I know, right? There you go. I think you could sell houses do.
It's a lot more.
It's a lot more interesting, maybe not as interesting. Our website is always up to date, and that's here too. So you can scan it on your phone, see what's up to date. Again, just make sure, guys, if you don't do anything else, you pick up the phone and make sure that you are part of this contract. I want you to get paid. That's what you're here for. You're not here just to look pretty and come to meetings at the board office, right? We always have quick move-in homes, always. So this is the list we have right now, and then we'll have others. So this is not all we have. So we probably have, what, 35 homes
Available? Shoot, last time I counted it was closer. Yeah.
available.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of money sitting in there waiting for you guys to come. Okay. And if you don't want it, I'll take it, but I don't make what you guys do. Yes, ma'am.
Did you get any with basements now?
We've got some coming up.
Okay.
We're very limited to basements in Magnolia because we have a lot of rock.
Yeah.
So we've got some basements coming up. Most of ours are slabs. Thank you, Anna, for saying that. I want to make sure I address him properly. Anyway.
Sir.
Sir.
It's always sir, yeah.
Okay, got it.
When they stop you, it's always sir.
I know. Well, I already told him he sees me. I gave him lunch. You better not give me a ticket. So I don't know. I'm kind of backtracking, but just to fill you in, D.R. Horton started this company in 1978 with a $3,000 loan and built a house, bought a house, whatever he did.
Oh, it's track.
And made a couple bucks, so he just kind of. And his dad was actually a real estate broker, and Mr. Horton was studying to be a pharmacist. And so he dropped out of college and decided to go to real estate business. And he went from, when he was growing up, he lived in a house with no running water, no electricity, and an outhouse. And he is a bazillionaire today. But the thing that's great, and I worked for the National Builders, Ian and I worked together at Toll. The good thing with Mr. Horton is he gives back to people. So right now, what's the current rate you guys are seeing if you have a lender that's buying a house? What are you guys seeing in the field?
5.5 to 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you brought somebody to us today and they wrote a contract on government loans, we got 4.75, and on a conventional 4.99. And how we get that is Mr. Horton is buying it down to get people in homes. We can qualify people at the office. So we're kind of a one-stop shop. You get the closing costs and everything from our lender. If you're using an outside lender, we can't give it to you. Unless my lender can't qualify you, then you can use the outside lender. We always close with the same attorney, checkmaking law firm. You can certainly pick whomever you want. Everything just goes smoothly and runs great. So, the wheel keeps turning, and there's nothing better than closing day and handing those keys to your buyers. So, we're all about you guys. And, I can't stress enough the people that have worked with me before, or worked with Rich, or will be working with Scott. I've worked for a lot of different builders. This is probably, I've never seen a builder that gives back to agents as we do, or D.R. Horton does. So, do you guys have any questions?
Yep.
Did you do that 4.9? Is that an adjustable rate? Is there a balloon payment?
No. Anything that we do is always a fixed rate.
It's a straight fixed rate, 30-year mortgage.
Yeah.
Paid for
So
by the builder.
the other thing too is we run different scenarios. So the last couple of weeks it was 3.99. And let me tell you how we got there. Mr. Horton rented a ship. Like the low 30 or something. But he rented it. And all of the people that are his, we're in 32 states, by the way, we're the biggest builder in the country. But all the top guys and wives and whatever went on this cruise. And they were deciding, what can we do to get people in homes? Because these rates are going up. And all of a sudden, he just looked over and said, we're going to do 3.99, let the field know. He didn't know how he was going to do it, but he said, I'll get it done. So he did it. Well, then come to find out the next block of money was costing way too much money. So now we go back to 4.99 or 4.75. So he's always doing something, or the management team's doing something to make it better than what's in the field to lure people in. But then when that's gone, it's gone. And then you got to regroup. But we can always beat the rates. We can maybe buy it down, closing costs, whatever. Yes, ma'am.
Wait, who's the lender?
DHM Mortgage. So it's a business affiliate of deal work. Again, we'll work with any lender, but just please know that if you don't want to go, if your client doesn't want to go through my lender, they're not going to get the closing cost. Just, they will not, we won't make any changes. So, how many people are new to real estate in here? Oh, wow. Miss Suzanne, I worked with her down there. Well, I wish you all the best. I met this handsome gentleman, down the town. Down at the townhouse in Berkeley Ridge. Yeah, you guys can.
Oh, I hope so. If not,
You know, for those of you that get my weekly, bi-weekly emails, I apologize, but I like trying to keep people up to date with what's going on, what the inventory's doing. And the trickiest thing is because of lending laws, I couldn't say anything specific about the 3.99. So if I'm sending out, I can say, hey, lower than market interest rates, but I can't quote a particular rate according to the rules. So if I'm saying, if you get an email from Rich Brown and it's saying lower than market rates, give me a call. Ask me what that is. I can tell you over the phone, I just can't blast it out to a whole bunch of people. But promise, if we end up getting another package, and I'll probably be preaching about the 4.9, 4.75 coming up here, but if we get something lower, you'll be hearing about it. Just got news the other week, starting up Red Hill, brand new community. It's going to be like Magnolia Springs in the terms of product. 2 stories, 1 story, or once in a while I'll get 2 stories with basements, same sort of thing. A lot of rock in the ground.
Yeah.
So what we're building mostly, our bread and butter is going to be on slabs. Either single story ranchers on slabs or 2 stories on slabs. And expecting the price point in Martinsburg edge still to be a little bit better than what we're doing at Magnolia Springs right now, right next to Loudoun County. In Magnolia, we're in the right at 400 into the 4s, upper 4s for a basement, lower to mid 4s for a 2-story, and then lower 4s for one of the ranchers. But we've got an awesome brand new rancher that's been getting a lot of better feedback than what we were able to do back in the day when we first opened up. We had a couple smaller ranchers, and just the feedback was that they were just way too small. Master bedroom is about that big, the kitchen's not a whole lot bigger. We brought in a new floor plan that's really gonna help out. We're gonna have a whole lot of those ranchers coming up here about springtime. Where'd you go? Other place. I don't know.
I'm hanging out with the ballers.
There you go.
There's a few questions we need to ask her a little bit later.
But Red Hill's going to be opening up about 2nd, 3rd week. We are just starting to get the ball rolling with that. The model's about 3/4 of the way through construction. But if you don't get my emails, feel free to leave a card, and I'll put you on my list of people to just keep updated as that starts to heat up. And that'll be this coming month.
What are the price ranges?
Expected to lower to mid 3s. Nothing's set in stone just yet, and I'm afraid they won't give you the final numbers until, honestly, probably the day before, which kills me. But, I'm ballparking lower to mid 3s, maybe closer to the mids, but we'll see depending on what the houses are.
What are the lot of over there?
1/4 acres, you know, pretty healthy backyards. To keep it easy, it's pretty healthy backyards, usually about 50 foot deep. Fence it in, patio it up, do whatever you like once you move in. Usually 1/4 acres, depending on which one you choose though. And square footage is running from, you know, smaller to medium-sized single-family houses, so nothing crazy, but that's why we're going to be in the 3s.
Good.
Hey guys, on a new community, if you have anybody, I would definitely get them the first to know, because your best prices are going to be when you open.
Yeah.
Best prices will definitely be when you open.
Absolutely.
Because if they don't work, prices will start going up a little bit, even in the market because of our rate. So, you know, things that started in Magnolia are $100,000 more.
I know.
Yeah, it makes a difference.
You know, we started out at Magnolia, Deerfield, you know, our kind of bread and butter model home type of house. What, 340s, 350s? And now they're selling, at the very least, $399, if not 420s, 430s. So yeah, that's $100K. And that's kind of what you're going to be seeing here once we start up. You know, day one prices are going to be very different than what you'll be seeing a year out from now. So, yeah, get them all the time.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for sponsoring
Of
lunch.
course.
And now, for Realtor Safety Month, we'd like to introduce our law enforcement panel. We have Chief of Police George Warwood from City of Martinsburg. We
We're
have,
from the government, we're here to help.
and we have Ron Gardner from Berkeley County Sheriff's Department. And Steve Holt from Jefferson County Sheriff's Department. He was going to, once
Steve, is it possible, I got another game I gotta do. Could I jump in real quick and then turn it all over to you, go, you don't mind?
You're the chief.
My brother, I appreciate you. Thank y'all so much. Good morning, going into afternoon. I'm Chief George B. Swartwood, Martinsburg City Police. I'm the chief here in town. So if you don't mind, I talk with my hat on because I talk better than I'm tall. And my mom paid good money so I'd be reasonably tall and have this voice, so I know I don't need a microphone. I've been with the police department a long time. Give you a little quick background. 37 years. When I came on, my brother, Ricky, was lieutenant, my lieutenant. Lord, Mom, I know you loved him best, but oh my Lord, that was hard work when I had to work on his shift, but it's good times. We're very much in this community. I love doing these realtor things. My realtor was Rick Boswell. I texted him and said I was going to be here, but I don't think he's making this time out, but that was my realtor. I walked into the front office and I told them, they said, oh, you're here for the talk. Yes, ma'am, I need a realtor. And they said, oh, yeah, there'll be a bunch. I said, no, ma'am, I want to list my house. Oh, well, let me get you a card. And everybody started pulling out cards and stuff, too, wanting to help me out. So, hey, what we're talking about, I make light of things just to break the ice here. But this is a real serious subject, too, when it comes to your all safety. And as you can see, the vast majority of the audience is female. You are the vast majority, probably, of all realties right now. I want to make sure I don't see the person that I did before that I worked a case. I worked a case years ago, of a realtor that went through a very brutal sexual assault and a violent act, and it was an individual that she had showed her residence to. And if someone knows who I'm speaking of, I'm not going to say any names, and I think the world of her, and I'm glad that she's doing well and all. But there were things that even she said later, things that I had said, that she said, I wish I'd thought of that, I wish I'd thought of that. Not your fault, this is this idiot's fault, this animal that we're going to put in prison. And we did catch him, and we did put him in prison. But things happen, and there's evil out in the world all over. We all know there's a lot of good, but there's evil out there too. I'm going to touch base just on a couple things that you'll want to do, and then these gentlemen will give you a lot more in-depth things. Some of the things that you need to do. The first and the biggest one is tell someone who you're meeting with and where you're going. Somebody at the office has to have that information. That's first. Write it down. Make sure the person you're meeting is that person. Ain't no harm asking for ID. Just make sure that's who you're meeting with. And somebody knows where you're going to be, when you're there, and when you're leaving. Okay? At least you now have a lifeline if you got a call. Keep your cell phone charged. Keep your cell phone with you at all times. Okay? A lot of people, how many people meet a client somewhere and then go see the house? I know I do. Not very often. Good.
You meet at the house.
You meet at the house. Or you meet somewhere else. I did the first time I met Rick. My God, she was with myself and my wife Lisa probably 3 years, looking 3.5 years till we found. I live out in Knowles. I love it. I love it out there out in Knowles. But he was with us every time. The first time I met him was out someplace. Hey, I'll meet you here because I was working. But sometimes things happen wherever you meet. How many of y'all, when you meet at a house, you guys pull right in the driveway? No? Because somebody has told you, don't let the other person block you in.
Right.
Right? Exactly. How many of y'all have ever gotten in a car with a client and gone to the house? That happened. How many of y'all have ever let the client get in your car and go to the house? That happened. That happened. Those are things that you can check and make sure that you don't do. Okay? Real easy stuff. And when I'm relating that case, that's exactly what happened. Meet me here at McDonald's. We'll talk about the house first. Innocent enough. Met at McDonald's, talked, looked at this house, out in the county. This is where we need to go. Yep, great, good stuff, yeah. Oh, guess what? My car won't start. Can I go with you? You betcha. That's what happened. That's how it started. And when you look back on it, you could see things that had something intervened. It may have happened anyway, but it may not have happened as well. So it's a real subject. Some things that you want to do, keep your cell phone with you. Have somebody from the office hit your phone. Hit your phone, need to talk to you if you're past the time limit or you're running a little late, so they know where you're at and you're safe and sound. Keep your car keys with you. Don't let somebody lock your car in when you pull in front of the house. So if you gotta leave, you got to leave. Keep your car keys. Why do you need your car keys? Because your mace is on it. Somebody else said, because my pistol's tied to it. Ah, okay. Because you have a defensive mechanism and tool right in your hand. You jam keys in somebody's face or eyes, they're not going to chase after you real quick. You know, it sounds terrible, but when it comes down to you or them, let it be them. You feel me? When it comes down to you or them, let it be bad things to them. Yeah, you tell them the chief police said that. I'm all about that. I'm all about that. Okay? Also, how about your alarm, your car alarm? If you've got to run, do something, hit that car alarm while you're running to the car. Somebody notices that. I tell people that are waiting for ambulances at their house. They need an ambulance come to their house. How many of y'all seen those lights? You click on the porch light and they flash. That gets an ambulance driver's attention real quick. If you don't have that car at night flashing with its lights flashing and its horn flashing works just as well. I tell elderly people, keep your car keys with you when you go to bed. You hear something that ain't right or something down at the door, pick that key. You got an alarm. Pick that car alarm. Let that car flash for a bit. You can shut it back off. Neighbors will wake up. Somebody's going to look. Someone might touch it a little bit, but somebody's going to look at 2 in the morning. Those are real easy things to help keep you safe. And anytime, let us know. If we can do something or something you do experience, or even if, I've always believed in, if it don't feel right, it's because it ain't right. If you feel uneasy with the person you're with or something else, go with your instincts a little bit. Put another barrier or another precaution, or make it another time where 2 of you could go. You know, you might not have to split the commission, but 2 of you can go and show up. And it makes it much harder for you to become a victim and assist in something that's happened. You feel me? And I'm speaking from experience, as I'm sure these officers are too. I've worked that case. You know, I worked that case. I got that guy prison time. Yeah, he went to prison. But it's something I wish that never happened. But it did. And it was tragic. It was terrible. And she came through it, lived through it, and I'm sure deals with it daily still. So you don't want that burden in your life as well. But those are just some simple, real easy things that I relate to you. And if you do still have a bad feeling about something when you go, hey, call law enforcement. Let us know. You can call us 24/7. We're open every day, weekends included, holidays too. We never close. So give us a call, okay? Let us know. Because, hey, I just want to tell you about this guy. It's a little different. You know, I felt really odd. In his presence there. You know, he was saying things that aren't quite right. Maybe it's nothing, maybe it's everything. You don't know. But let us take a look at it too. Hey, one thing and then I'm going to go. I'm going to get out and I'll take your question, man. One thing is where we're at, 125 North Queen Street. Y'all see my new building?
Yeah.
How come y'all don't come down? I told Rick Boswell, and I told him when I came in the door, how come y'all don't come down, see a tour of the building, or meet in our community room? We good people. We good people. You betcha I am. Next time y'all got a meeting and you want me in the police department, you let me know. I'll hook you up.
All right.
Okay? And we'll do this box lunch on you. But we'll do and I'll put all of it in. I can hold 60 people comfortably.
I like my filet on medium rare.
Okay, well there you go. Please take that order and we'll get that for you. And as long as you're on that, I'll take my medium, please. Thank you.
I was there for the ribbon cutting.
It was, yeah, it's gorgeous. My building's gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's 30,000 square feet. First 2 floors are police department, 3rd floor is municipal court. We'll give you the quick 50-cent tour, and we'll have the meeting there as well. So if you want to do a change of pace, come down and see me. Come down and see me, please. Okay? Ma'am.
So you said to call, give you guys a call. So do we call 911 or do we call you?
If it's an emergency and something's happening, you call 911. That's the fastest response.
Right.
If it's in town and you want to just let me know, I'm going to leave some cards here. If you call 264-2100, that's city police.
Yeah.
Okay? I'll let you in on a secret. If you're in town and you want to call us anyway, you hit 264-2100 and then hit 0. You go right to live dispatch. Don't dime me out. Don't tell dispatch I told you that. It'll upset me. Because otherwise you listen to it scroll and tells you all the options you got. Nobody wants to do that. Yeah, exactly. You hit 0, it goes right through. But if it's an absolute on-site happening emergency, you dial 911 and give them the information. Man.
Chief, I just want to say, we have several new people, new agents, a lot of new agents in this area, and several of them are in this room. I've been in the business a long time, and the city of Martinsburg Police Department has come to my rescue on a number of occasions.
Oh, my Lord, thank you.
And they're always very helpful. Do not ever be afraid to call the police.
Absolutely.
They are always very professional. They come, they will escort you into a house that's vacant. If you get to a house and you have a strange feeling, or there's signs that there might be squatters in the house, just call the city police department. They will come and escort you in. I had 2 ladies that are on the force that drew their guns to go into a house. I had one on Winchester Avenue where they thought that there was somebody in the house. The police actually escorted me across the street and stayed with me the entire time. I had a house broken into in Martinsburg, and the police called me and said,
We really don't have all this crime.
but my message is, don't be afraid to call them, and if they call you, don't be afraid that you're in trouble.
You're not. Hey, she's my new poster child for Martinsburg. Thank you so much. Such kind work.
I never hesitate to call if we fail.
Hey, that's great stuff. That's great stuff. Thank you so much. And I'll pass that on to my guys and gals as well. That's encouraging and good stuff. That's what I want my police department to do. We're part of this community. We're part of this town. We got kids going to school here. We buy houses for these people. That's how I got my house. 10 through 21. We live here. We're part of it, just like these gentlemen are as well. So we're here to help, and when we say that, we're from the government, we're here to help, but we mean it. We really mean it. So, ma'am, I thank you so much. Don't hesitate to call me. I'm going to leave my number here for a couple cards. Feel free. My extension at work is 264-2100, extension 226. Hit me up. I'll definitely call you back. We're on the web, we're on email. Hit me with an email, I'll email you back. I'll never not return a call. It may not be in the first 10 minutes, but I will return your call or email to you. So if there's anything we can do, hit us up, let us know, we'll do it. But next time, come down see me. Come down see our business. Okay? Hey, thank you so much. I'm out of here. Thank you. And thanks for letting me talk with my hat on. First of all, I'm Captain Gordon of the First County Sheriff's Office. I run the patrol division and also the animal control. So I've got a lot of feet on the ground. Again, how do you follow that? I'm just going to do questions and answers. Anybody got questions? Anything? You guys doing some good stuff.
So, say you have this still in your hair and your neck standing up, and you're meeting this client. If I called, what would happen? That I felt uneasy.
If you call us,
Yes.
our calls are answered, and I'm going to be realistic with your answer on availability. We can get somebody there to you. We probably recommend you to stay in the same state when you get back out of the situation. I tell all my recruits and everybody that I've ever trained to do this job that we do, never ignore that hair. If that hair standing up on the back of your neck, something ain't right, listen to it. We're touching on a lot of stuff that are designed for situations. You get on the scene and you walk around the house and do a perimeter check of the house and everything's secure, everything's locked up, your door lockbox is in good shape, and it's
way of clearing the house first. You know, examine everything, make sure nothing's disturbed, there's not a window broke out or a door kicked in or something like that. In this case, don't do it now. Call us. If you get there and something just don't seem right, you know, your client's a little quirky or something, just back out of it. I mean, there's weird people out there. I mean, they're just weird. And they don't mean no harm, they're just weird.
So at what point do we get to shoot them if we do that?
Well,
I mean, obviously the ring doorbell didn't tell the rest of the story,
yeah,
but
right.
I'm just curious. That's what we ever. At what point do we get to, I mean, or even like make somebody? Yeah. You know, I mean, like.
Well, we in law enforcement use what's called use of force criteria. You know,
Again, I'm sorry.
a use of force criteria.
Okay.
We use. You know, we use one level above what's presented to us. Say if somebody's bad mouth, you know, we try to use verbal judo, talking down. If somebody comes at you with a knife, we use a gun. If somebody comes out with a gun, we use a bazooka. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, one.
Yeah. So, and you're not going to be any different than us. When we use of force, no matter what it may be, even down to finger stop strips, pepper spray, acid, display of those weapons, we also use the use of force for them, and the deployment of these weapons, we use of force for them. So, at some point in time, you're going to have to justify what you did. And articulation on paper is the key to it. Feelings, emotions, body language presented to you on paper, those things all build the justification of why you did what you did. I will say this, he's the smallest girl in here. You know, her using force on a man, and me using force on a man, is going to be totally different. Because she has more justification in the use of force than I would, depending on what level I use.
Yeah. What's the difference between open carry and brandishing? I had somebody tell me I was brandishing, but I was like, it's holstered, so.
Well, obviously, they know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
I will tell you this. West Virginia is a concealed carry state. You don't need a permit. Okay? As long as you're 21 years of age and you are not prohibited of carrying a firearm, which I don't know if you can be a felon and a realtor at the same time or not. I don't know. But
Probably not.
I'm people. Well, domestic convictions, any felons and the domestic convictions will get you. FPA, if you ever had an FPO against you and it went to a final hearing and it was upheld, you can't carry a firearm. So, brandishing a firearm is when you pull the firearm out and actually point it at someone. Okay? We have levels of use of force. We will pull a weapon and hold it, display it. That's a level of use of force for us. Pointing at someone is a level of use of force, and obviously discharging it is a severe level of use of force. But again, whatever you do, even with pepper spray, if somebody comes back and tries to see you for pepper spray, using pepper spray on them, remember why you used it, the body language, the terminology, what provoked you to pepper spray somebody. And that's important to put it on paper.
That's the question. So if you use, say, in a house, you're showing, and you use pepper spray on someone because you feel like you need to, is that gonna affect me as well?
It can.
And so what happens when it affects you?
Well, the whole theory behind
I'm
it.
you my pepper spray, put it close, you have to burn your eye. Just because it wasn't my fault. Not that, I did with my point. So, it's gonna burn your eyes a little bit, it's gonna make your eyes run, your nose run, you're gonna. Are you still gonna be able to run, is my question? Yeah. Because you wanna spray it and run, correct?
Well, we actually do that in the first training class, when you're required to move, required to pick up objects off the ground.
And good people.
Handcuffs, yeah.
Okay. So the second question was, that yellow gun, that's the taser gun?
They actually make a civilian version of this.
Really?
That you can purchase.
Ooh.
They are rather expensive. The last time, I was actually one time with civilian. That's the stun gun.
Yeah.
That's a lot different. That's a little different than
Yeah, but it's still, that I wouldn't be spraying when it come back in my face. That's what I'm saying.
The whole purpose of these pepper sprays, batons, whatever you might use, is for you to escape.
Okay.
Don't shoot them with that stuff and stand there and like, oh, that's pretty cool.
I'm not gonna go down with them, right? If I would go down with them,
Well, the civilian model of these, I was actually a civilian instructor at one point in time. The civilian model of these are at different voltage. They run continuously for a period of time, and what taser does is they promote the idea of shooting someone with this thing. They're going to drop like a bag of like sack tasers. I'm telling you.
I see it on TV.
Because that thing there is just somebody who's ah.
Oh, really?
And then when you break free, they're going to be just like a fire pistol.
I don't know. I'm hoping I'm not insurance. We have to really take, right? We're going to make up with you guys are. I've been doing inspections and stuff, so we are concerned what we actually very well.
Captain, if I could interject. So my name is Steve Gold. I'm a lieutenant with the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, so I'm across the profession from these guys. So we work well together. I think we've always had a good relationship. The captain and the chief really hit on a lot of good points there. I'm not an expert in realtor safety, but I did a Google search this morning. And there's a couple points I thought were really, something most of them I kind of thought about, like, let someone know where you're going, look in advance, that kind of thing. But there were some points that they brought up that I never thought about until I started researching this topic for this panel. So there are apps you can get on your phone that are like panic buttons, that when you hit your phone a certain way, it automatically rings to either 911 or a person that you determine. So if you want to look on like Google Play or whatever the Apple has, look for like some kind of panic button. I think there's some free apps that are really beneficial for you. One thing I didn't think about, right now everything, you guys probably all have social media accounts trying to sell houses, insurance. Do you guys think about guarding your personal information? Because you're talking about that weird guy and you're like, man, this guy, like, what if nothing happens to that trip, but they become infatuated with you? Now they're looking at your social media stuff, right? They're checking out so guard your personal information. Keep your business separate from your personal stuff. You don't want a stalker learning where you kids go to school, where you live, and things of that nature. So I thought that was pretty insightful, but that I wouldn't have thought of. And now I'm thinking, what do I put on Facebook? Younger people here, Instagram, whatever. They want to follow you more than that. Or people might have, MySpace. But as far as your personal information from your social media, background checks right now because of the internet are super cheap. So if something's weird about a client, you can always, for a couple of bucks, you can go on some of these websites and do criminal background checks on who you're meeting with ahead of time. If you have a weird feeling about a phone call, how they set up the appointment, those are things that are readily available. Especially for the area that we cover. We cover, city of Martinsburg, you're pretty much going to have cell service everywhere, and there's usually a lot of people around and hear you scream or yell. Think about the rural areas where you guys are trying to sell houses, some of the big lots, wooded areas. Did you go out there ahead of time to see if your cell phone even works? you might not have a service in some parts of, and we're pretty good here in Jefferson and Berkeley, but just something to be aware of. Self-advocating, yeah. Don't be forced into a situation you don't want to be into. You get that weird guy on the phone or girl on the phone, I'm not trying to be biased, but girls or guys that, hey, I need to meet you at 9 o'clock at night because of my work schedule at this abandoned house property I might buy. Self-advocate, there's no commission check worth your safety. So be your own best advocate. And lastly, talk to your brokers. Broker, how do you say? Broker. Whatever. Your business, your company. Maybe have them host a specialized training for your whole staff and you guys. There's a lot of training companies out there. I happen to own one. That would be. And I'm not going to do that in there. So shameless plug. Just like the chief said, you can hear that from me, but not just us, but there's plenty of nice places out there that do specialized training. He was a civilian instructor. If you guys want to get trained on use of force, on the proper use of OC spray or a taser, I don't do that by the way, so that's why I'm not plugging myself. But my company, we do civilian training as well as law enforcement training. So a little bit of investment might save someone that either works for you if you're the owner, or if your owner helps you guys become safer in your job. So those are just some of the things I kind of picked up on. A lot of the things, if you Google it, are pretty common sense that we're all talking about, but those are some of the things I thought were pretty insightful. I wouldn't have thought about if I'm selling houses, that I don't think about now with the job I do. And it's weird, like, you got your faces are everywhere. Like, hey, I'm selling houses, Remax, I'm sure in the car, I saw one on the car, someone had to leak out their face on it. So people recognize you outside of you even working. And the same thing, like, how many times you go to Walmart and someone like, hey, deputy, and you're like, oh, I know this guy, they're arresting him. Like,
Scary.
Yeah, scary. So,
You don't have to shake your hand or run.
you go to the Rolodex for like the last 20 years. That's what I had. That's some things I thought about that were just some things I didn't think about off the top of my head and have to research. But with that, I guess we continue with some Q&A if you have questions.
Would you recommend, I have names now, but is bear spray better?
Oh yeah.
Further, you can get further away.
Not that, it's just burn force.
Oh, yeah.
It's bear, like if I spray the bear with this, that may eat me. If you spray with bear spray, they usually come in like foggers too.
They give them what?
Foggers. It's like a bigger can.
Oh.
Some of them are
Well, they're not small, so it's not that great. Yeah, it's very nice.
So you want to look at, they're like SCOBY units, which is what's in pepper spray, it's like the amount of pepper. And then, so if you look at like how many SCOBY units,
Okay.
is that the right term?
Yeah.
I never thought it, but, so yeah. Yes, ma'am?
So the tasers are very expensive.
Yeah.
When you use them, if you take somebody, two questions there. One, how do you use it? Because it would be cheaper to shoot if you think.
Well, on the civilian tasers, they're actually built into the program. Yes, you're using the cartridges are replaceable. If you had to shoot somebody and run, and you wanted to take the taser with you, you can do that. Taser civilian models, as long as they're still on the same program, if they discharge little particles with numbers on them, little disc numbers that identify that cartridge that was shot. And taser, if you shoot somebody, they're going to drop. If you lay that taser down, they escape. And that taser is lost because of your escape. Let's say the guy wakes up and takes it, the taser will replace it.
Really?
Yeah. But they run at the last time price and they were over $800.
How much?
About $800 range.
So how expensive do you would have to like unhook them to take your taser?
You don't have to, you can run over it.
What do you mean unhook them? I'm trying to figure out, I know more about guns than these tasers, but
There's real little
how
wire.
would you use a taser?
I would think for civilian response, I think if you're in a situation where you want to use a taser, it's going to be bad enough where I would think you'd be justified to use deadly force. Like the taser you get used like someone makes you angry, like
No.
they get so like for you all, for us, a taser to me is more about getting someone under control and getting them in custody. I don't feel like a taser is a good self-defense like this statement weapon. Now it's 5 second rise, so you could shoot with the taser, like you said, lay the taser down, you have about 5 second head start. But the second that 5 seconds is up, it doesn't affect the person.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why do you say lazy on it?
Why
It doesn't always affect them either.
That's correct.
So if they're acting out because they're on something, and you shoot them with the taser, they'd be like, that was nothing.
We just had a guy, we had an incident, a youth support incident, last Sunday night, I think, where there was a person that suffers from mental, some kind of illness, and he took 3 tasers and 4 beanbags, and only gave up because a certain police officer he knew arrived and he trusted.
Wow.
And he gave up. He didn't, and that was the closest we probably came to having to, shoot somebody in a long time. He was home tonight. That's why I deployed that kind of, force.
Wow.
But it's, yeah, I would think you'd wanna, learn firearm safety and use your constitutional right to carry, and as long as you're aware of like your capabilities, you train with it, you understand firearm safety, like I don't think, once you get a couple of issues, you can burn on your hip. Take the time to train it. I was ready to get one.
And I highly love to say this. I did a handgun safety class today, last week, the weekend.
This was Bearstown?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
It
great.
was great. You shoot, they're with you. I was actually told now the real
Yeah, some of our officers and instructors there.
They're great. So I have, it's a little bit expensive, but it's
It's a great place. You really get trained.
But I was going, I like to, if you pull a gun out, you better be ready to use it, because if not, they're gonna take it from you, and now you're giving them.
That's what I'm
fire.
That's what I'm
It's not like a full, like, you're scared now, that doesn't mean at all. Yeah.
And our office is kind of more mainly, I think the wrong is all in his office. But, we're looking for someone in class too. So I don't know if anybody's done any stuff with local.
There's there's private places that you can go to with like, some of the, she did, I can say that.
Yeah.
You know,
There was one.
MMA, I can say that. So there's some MMA, places that are civilian that you can learn self-defense. VSR has
Yeah,
one.
it's on the point. Yeah, that's a training facility.
VSR.
That's on the point, Jefferson County. And, there are some local agencies and companies that have, defensive tactics instructors.
Part of that, somewhat to your question, there's part of that use of force criterion is we take training to escalate use of force, and in that escalation, we also talk about de-escalation. And you're correct, once you pull the gun out, it's not hard, it's not possible. You can de-escalate about it, when you have people talking, it shows that you're gonna put the thing away and say, I got it, stay over there, you're good.
And one of the best classes I ever had early on in my career, I think really helped me is I think you mentioned it, or Chief, is verbal judo. Have you ever heard of that? It's a basically a de-escalation technique through using your words. I can't tell you, not anymore, I'm more like an office desk jockey now, but when I was younger and I was making a lot of arrests, I would say 95% of the people thanked me when I dropped them off to jail. Like, all right, man. Like, all right, thank you. I'm like, you're welcome. I always felt like it was easier to get people to comply with my instructions, with my orders, than have to force them or, prove something. So, like, if you can find a verbal judo class, that's going to really be, and this lady over here, that question.
I had something happen to me in an open house one time, and I just always felt uncomfortable, and I was talking to a friend of mine, and said, do you know anything about tasers and stuff, and she said, yeah, actually I do, and so she gave me this link, and it looks like it wouldn't work, but it's called Pink Sun Gun Teaching, okay? And it's on KarateMore.com, and it's $19.95. Like she said, well, her husband's illegal would work, right? So he took it and he used it on himself, and he was a big guy, and it dropped him, she said.
Really?
Something.
It's hard to them, right, to do that?
Yeah, you can.
I would take out area, but now, you shouldn't, whip anything like that out unless you're ready to use it. But it cracks, it's loud, and,
Well, if somebody grabs a hold of it, you're gonna be posted on it.
Yeah. Right, I mean, yeah.
The issue is that, especially, like, if they come to that typically like, it escalated to a fight where you like might be like at Walmart and that happens, happens anyway. But like, it's more like they already have a mental issue, like they have a plan for it, they have plans to harm, kill, rape, whatever the case may be. They have seen there with that idea in their head, so it's hard to verbally get them to where they need to be because this is just who they are as a person, they're a monster.
It could take a late tactic too.
Yeah.
You know, now, those stuff is, you know, they anyway. But I could be asking my parents, you guys, take that to the paper and take me out, and then, you know, so like, I don't know, you know, you like this, and then, so like, people just techniques to how maybe, if they do want to go to answer and everything, and you take that, you have everything, yeah, and then, yeah, they just make, and it's very like, they like to take everybody to get help there. You know, if you know that you're like, the teacher saying early, if you know that like, man, you see it's 10:30, so you come back it up, and it's 10:37, and then you start not stopping, and you get closer to you and closer, you start verbally trying to get him to calm down, and you know that, hey, not that thing until you 10, and by 12:30, they're probably going to say something. Sometimes it's just the way something. It's not necessarily the ending to me, it's just the way that I used to have time, if I live on that side, 10 minutes down the road, like, if someone's doing a full,
talk about what's going, where you're at, where I go to that. Why did you put 5 cities out of life to look at this? Okay, why are you doing this? Because I'm worried about it. Well, it's not so bad as you're doing it. You know what I was doing was that. And the services like my broker and a couple people in my office. And so Realtor provides that, and as soon as you open that laptop, it starts to give you 2 minutes. And then you gotta say I'm okay. Not necessarily nice, it's okay. But I think that's enough time right there, you know. Well, you know, the piece that's talking about cooling down, we had multiple offices and pulling down where the domestic situation and one in the sister has been since that all time. But it wasn't worth it. Last year we found this farm walked up to the front door, just got the station touching. Yeah, I got the message sometimes. Well, I was, the time is too long, I couldn't do that. Couldn't win it. Park that street. I was turning around and to walk around and sort of back and this. And this and that. Yeah. Yeah, we do try to park like I'm not going to do it. Sometimes you can drive to the yard and get out and whatever. And I'm going to drive away. One of the tenants been around that time. He's coming up and looking. And I called him from the traffic stop when he committed a stoplight. He was up to school to come pull up on somebody's bumper. Yeah. So that tell you pulled up the tires and one started patting down that he was stuck on the bumper of another car. Oh, this one like a normal stop? Yeah, that's a cop down there. You know, I'm not real for now to call that. I know the tires is, yeah, I'm thinking of that. I think that this is more like it's a personal safety. But you don't want to have to back up to go around the back. God is saying, I know, and it is the only thing to do. I need it. But, you want to, I always get myself, not this, so I can cut the wheel and take off if I need to. I always want my back against it. I always say that you guys, when I see, I got here on 89, you guys, get out in the city car, and I'm like, oh my God, you never got it. You don't have it anymore. No, I was part of it, but, yeah, that's innocent. I mean, I was kind of don't know how it is, but it's like, the guy is coming to the governor's office, and he's said about safety and so we wanted to my thing was to put the bridge walls in without having talked to it. Yeah. Just kind of build it. It's part of the work on the other outfit. Now, in my opinion, I know at least 2 officers that haven't gotten hit corner, so I'm not going to move around today, but there's a new overhaul out there. That corner in the back is the Walmart and Martinsburg, you have to go to. And he's good off the good out.
But this is, I can tell you, it's happening. And you can say, if you feel confident, if you feel like you can safely possess it, carry it, and use it in the correct way, so you can take it in the country, then by all means do it. But that's a personal decision. I think most people have to make it themselves. And there must be some, I don't know if that's what allows you to do that way, but I don't know if we not, you can certainly you have to ask your broker and your company. But just be for this is my personal opinion. I would rather have it and not need it, and then use it and not have it for that time and not have it. If you want to go 10 days to clean the time, and now you're putting down, the perfect answer is that you do it. Yeah. Now, you don't have any people that are sitting down like that. Yeah, those are ones that take it together and it's like, and it was quickly graduating down to I felt like passing the high and the real like the day because you have to do the die. And the guy said he had to be stressed, he gets out, and I did this to it. Let's take it out. I just felt he had quit in there, he's been married, that's how you find out. And he just was down and put him in his pants. Yeah, he just was putting it in. Yeah, he's not out of it, I was like, and you know, it's not, it's a destination to take things out. And so he started doing it. And I know that he does it, he's not afraid of that. And I said, how did this pull out of something then? Because I know it's going to leave. And he said, I said, how did you know this is united? And you're united, this is key. He said, how much money is that really like? Yeah. And he said, no, he said, yeah. He said, so I said, he's trying to stay down. And I didn't say another idea. He was like, how did you know he's not that up? And I said, it's study. And I said, you know it. I thought somebody, and it's nice to them guys say like that or things like that. It really doesn't matter if you have a phone at it, you got it on your list, yeah, and it's like I really done it. You do, yeah. If person said it was not something like that, like you didn't try to say, that is going to happen. That is, that isn't, it's not necessarily, and I'm not saying that, not, it's not to be that is not like, if you do nothing else, you can have it, it's not doing it, it's not, you do that time, it's not, yeah, I don't know, but, and I do it for something, I do it, that's people with them now, yeah, I say, yeah, so it's just something like that, and, yeah, it's pretty good way for us. I thought you could have a time. I got on a CBS and I had something to do anyway. I didn't do it and I never did anything. It's really back there. Yeah, it's nice to you. And I said that, but now it's nice. I do really, every concept of I'm not adding any benefits to the world and doing what you know you have to do. Exactly. Sometimes it's not looking at it on set. It's in the family, the theory, the society, yeah, it's pretty good. I see it. I see it. I think I'm
y'all that see this. We have a very large room there at the department. If you have any better, if something's going third, just put a brownie there, coordinate the, booking of that 70 minutes. I think we can have more than the city can. I did put it like that. When it comes to Jefferson County ever, please come back first and then get to their office. So much nice. I'm in a warehouse, I'm not a warehouse. Come down first and then thank you.
get any estimate out of these things. When you done that, these $2 million, they get that in $5,000, they get something, they get $100,000, they get $2 million, and they say, you get the real estate out.
Thank you.